Hey everyone, welcome to today's lesson. We're going to be looking at intermediate level sticking pattern. So it's going to be a hand-foot pattern that we play. Now this type of pattern is found also in linear grooves and fills and things. So I'll introduce you to the pattern, we'll then work on some variations for it, and then I'll show you 3 steps we can take to turn this into a groove, so something you can play along with a song. So that's the plan for today's lesson. If you're in front of your drums, join in with me. If you're a beginner, please feel welcome too. It's good to figure out, you know, what you can do with your drumming and what's next. So feel free to slow this right down, break it down, do it your way, and just go slow and gradually just build it up until you can get that flow with it. All right. So the first pattern we're going to do is kick right left, kick right left, right left. So it's going to go like this. Kick right left, kick right left, right left, right left, kick right left, right left. All right, so that is our like foundation pattern, if you like, before we start to look at playing variations on it. So I'm going to run this with the click. I'm going to run it 8 times through. I'm going to go 90 BPM and I'm going to be playing 16th notes. So at that tempo, it's going to provide a little bit of momentum. This thing's going to flow and roll quite nicely. So 90 is a great speed to set for yourself as a goal. If you're up to 90 already, you might just be able to jump in and do this and great, play along with me. If not, like I say, take your time, break it down, do it your way. Here we go then. 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, so that's the first pattern. The variation I was talking about, all we're going to do is we're going to swap out the right foot for the left foot. So all the right feet that we had, all the kick drums are going to be swapped out by us playing a hi-hat on the left. Let me just drop this click a second, I'll show you slowly. It's going to go like this. Hat, right, left, hat, right, left, right, left, hat, right, left, hat, right, left, right, left, hat, right, left, hat, right, left, right, left, hat, right, left, hat, right, left, right, left. Okay, let's do it with a click. After 4, 1, 2, ready. Okay, so next thing, that's the variation that we did. So we've done the right foot, we've done the left foot. Now we're going to alternate between, so we're just going to do one of each. So we're going to do singles with the feet. It's going to go like this. Alright, I think that was 8. Lost count. Yeah, before on the when I was doing the left foot, I think that was only 4. Anyway, you get the drift. The most important thing is that you can just do it on your own. You can develop that flow and you can take it into the next 2 steps that I'll be showing you. Alright, back to the variations then. So, just to recap, we've just done 1 right foot only with the hand pattern, left foot only, then we've just alternated with singles. Guess what's next? Yep, doubles. Here we go. 2, ready, and. Alright, cool. So we've got that double thing happening. Last variation that we're going to do on this is paradiddles. So the feet are going to be doing a paradiddle this time. Okay, let's give it a shot. And after 4, 2, ready, and. So next step, we're going to move towards making this a groove. So in order for it to be a groove, we want to add more of the drum set in. We want to create something that we could play along with a piece of music, whereas at the moment we're at a sticking pattern or an exercise that we couldn't really use to play anything with. So it's really important before you try and put this together as and move towards the groove, that you get this sticking pattern and the coordination side of it under your hands and feet. So what I mean by that is, a lot of times drummers, when I'm teaching this to somebody in person, for example, they might be able to do it at a slower tempo really quickly, or really soon, I should say. So, but they're having to think really hard about it and concentrate hard on it because they haven't got it. They haven't done the reps, so they haven't got it under their hands yet. So they haven't got the muscle memory, it's not internalized, and that makes the next step really difficult if it's not internalized. So I would just say, get this under your hands and feet, even away from the drums. It's not really about the drums, this coordination pattern. You can do it with your hands on your knees and feet on the floor. You can do it anywhere. It's just about getting your body into that motion so that you're not thinking hard about it. Because the next step, we're going to move into a different position with the hands, and what that's going to mean is that you've got different sounds that are introduced. And believe it or not, you can put yourself off if you're moving into different positions, because all of a sudden it feels a bit different. You've got a new sound in there. So yeah, you want to get that pattern internalized first. Anyway, okay, next step then. So I'm going to show you what the position is. So we're going to just move into a kind of regular playing position, right hand on the hat, left hand on the snare. And we're going to do the same pattern. I'll play it slowly, just the right foot kick. So it's going to go kick, right, left, kick, right, left, kick, right, left, kick, right, left, right, left. All right, so that's the position that we're going to do the pattern in. So we'll try it like that. We'll run the click again. Afterwards, we're going to try this position with all the variations. Here we go. After 4, 1, 2, ready, and. All right, same thing, we're going to do it with the left now. 2, ready, and. Okay, so you'll notice, I'll go through the rest of the variations in a second, but you'll notice, I should mention that the left hand is playing really quietly, so it's almost disproportionate to what the right hand's doing, and that's deliberate. So I'm deliberately playing this dynamically uneven, and the reason I'm doing that is I want a ghost note on that left hand. I don't want the left hand to be like beating out the snare, because in the next step I'm going to bring the back beat in, which I'm going to smack. And I want the accent to really hit on the backbeat, and I want the differentiation. I want depth of dynamics on this groove because it's going to make it sound fantastic. All right, so that's what's happening there. So if you're trying it, same thing. Just drop that left, really tickle those ghost notes in. Okay, so next we're going to alternate the feet, singles after 4, 2, ready, and. All right, so there's our 8 there. Next on to doubles, 2, ready, and. Okay, they're the doubles. Last step paradiddle then. Let's give it a shot after 4. 2, ready, and... Alright, cool. So the final step then is we're going to bring this backbeat in, turn this thing into something that sounds like a groove that we can use in a song or wherever we want to use it. So as I mentioned again, ghost notes, nice and quiet, go really quiet with them. And on the backbeat we want to bring that right hand down, really smack it. There was one other thing that you might need to pay attention to in the groove, and that is when you do the hi-hat chicks in the left foot, because they're falling between, you might have to be really fast with your left foot. I know you can't see my left foot on the cam, but it's a really kind of quick movement. So it's something else to bear in mind. Otherwise, if you're too sluggish with your foot, you can end up with an open hi-hat sound somewhere, and you don't want that. You want that nice, crisp kind of chick. All right, let's run the one with the backbeat groove. So let me demonstrate this a bit slower, and then I'll run the clicks at 90, and we'll go through them. Let's do it. So just the right foot version, it's going to go. A little quicker so it's rolling. Alright, so let's give this a go. Let's run it at 90 to start off with. After 4, 2, ready, and... Okay, same thing, we're going to do the left foot this time. 2, ready, and... Okay, next one, we're going to be alternating the feet with singles after 4. 1, 2, ready, and... Okay. Next one, doubles, after 4 again. 2, ready, and... Okay, last one, paradiddles with the feet. After 4, 2, ready, and... Okay, well that wasn't it. Let's try that one again. 2, ready, and... Alright, so I want to just talk a little bit about that mistake, that slip, and this whole channel's new. I'm fairly new, well I'm not new to the YouTube thing, but in terms of doing lessons on YouTube and lessons online, it's something that's fairly recent for me and something that I'm spending a lot more time doing. So I've been figuring out how to do this, you know, what gear to use, how I'm going to set everything up. I've been doing regular one-on-one lessons for years and years and years, but as I say, this side of things is a little new. And one of the things that I was figuring out when I was watching, I see a lot of these drum channels that are really kind of high-end, you know, top gear, really well produced, very, very well polished, and it's great. But I want to do something here that's more of more of a live feel, less kind of production, and part of that is deliberate, you know, because I mean this is what I've got and this is what I do, but part of it's deliberate in that I really believe that when you make mistakes, that's part of your learning journey as a drummer, and it's a massive part and it's a really important part. So if I am making mistakes and slips in amongst the content that I'm doing here, I think they're going to stay in. If you, I'd be interested to get some feedback on this actually from you guys that are watching it. So, you know, drop something in the comments if you've got a thought about this one way or the other. Anyway, so this lesson, I hope you found value in it. It's something that I'd like to experiment more with different patterns, and I plan to. But for now, it's really just to give you a taste of looking at things from a sticking pattern perspective and then moving them into different positions on the kit. And the reason for that generally is because a lot of times we focus too much. We like hyper focus on what, okay, so the ride's doing this and this and the left foot's doing this, and we separate the limbs out. And as drummers, we have to be able to do that physically. We have to be able to coordinate everything separately, because when you are learning to play the drums, everything's kind of attached and you have to develop that limb independence and interdependence. But when learning stuff like this, it makes more sense to me to batch it into like sticking patterns and things, and then get the feel for that pattern, and then I can play the same pattern in a different location. It sounds different, but I don't have to relearn anything. I'm already doing it. I'm just moving. All right, I'll swap the hi-hat for the ride, or I'll put the left hand on the tom, and I start to create all these variations that might not have occurred to me just by experimenting with movement. But the fundamentals of that sticking pattern haven't changed. So that's definitely something that I'll be visiting, and those of you that decide to follow the channel, you'll see a theme of that in the lessons that I do. So we'll be breaking things down in terms of the physicality and the feel of it rather than the sound, because the sound to me is interchangeable depending on what we want to do musically. The feel of it though isn't so much. You know, we'll be playing it one way to coordinate it. So I hope that makes sense. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please feel free to subscribe. There'll be lots more stuff coming. I'd love to share it with you and get this channel growing a little bit and start doing a little bit more. So I'll see you next time. Cheers.